I'm Spado, known as the accidental gangster, from insurance salesman to Hollywood fixer. Folks, as you know, I was a gangster. And I still think like a gangster. Because in order to survive the gangster world, you have to know an awful lot. You got to know about the politics of La Costa Nostra. You have to know about the rules of La Costa Nostra. As you all know, I'm very well read. I read a lot. And today I'm going to talk to you about what is a dictator. How do you become a dictator? But there are three countries: Cuba, Mexico, and Colombia. Now, out of the three of those, there's only one dictator. That's in Cuba. Now, Cuba is very close to us, as you know, very close to Florida, not far away. And folks, before I get into it and explain to you what a dictator is, please subscribe. Please help my channel out in any way you can. It's appreciated. And please, smash that like button. You know, people are afraid to hit the like button. And if you don't like my show, give me a thumbs down. You could do that too. I'm not offended. Don't get me wrong. Now, like I said, I'm a gangster. And you know, President Trump's got a little gangster in him. So I tried to get some insight the best that I can. Now, we took over Venezuela. Venezuela. Do I say it right? I don't even know. Okay? Beautiful country. A lot of people are against what we did. But most people are for it. Because we freed 28 million people. 28 million, folks. That's an awful lot of people. But how did we do it? We did it with the CIA, who infiltrated the military of Maduro. You see, without the military, without controlling the military, you can't become a dictator. You have to have the military. Which is a little bit scary, because right now in our country, we're using our military. As I told you yesterday, they prepared in advance. They built a replica of Maduro's home in Kentucky, where the commandos trained. They knew every house, every room, every bathroom, every closet. They knew everything about that home before they went in there. Yeah, they did. My prediction is Cuba is next, okay? And Trump says they're going to fall on their own. I don't know. There's my buddy Agent Orange. Good to see you. Good to see everybody who comes here. Folks, leave me a comment. You know, one thing I'd like to know from you folks, all right? Leave me a comment of other subjects that you would like me to discuss with you, because I'm well versed. I'm not bragging or anything like that there. I don't do that there, okay? But Maduro, he started out as a bus driver, and Chavez got to know them, okay? And he moved up to the ranks, become the dictator, because he controlled the military. Without the military, you can't be a dictator, because you need the power. And like I said earlier, okay, I hope Trump's ego does not get to him over here, okay? And you heard me say a lot. He's trying to do this here on the purpose of stopping drugs from coming into our country. Okay, he's doing that. All right? But until the druggies in this country stop taking drugs, it's not going to stop. You all know druggies or an alcoholic. I bet you do. Okay? And you all try to change them. You try to do the right thing. All right? You do tough love. You do this. You do that. You talk to them. They talk back. You believe them. You believe what they're going to say. You don't realize that a druggie or an alcoholic, when they move their lips, they are lying to you. The only person that could help that druggie or alcoholic is themselves. When they wake up in a gutter, yes, a gutter, and decide they wasted their life and they want to change, and they go into an AA meeting or a Coke Anonymous meeting, they're all the same, okay? Hi, Randy. Hi, Jay. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate it, folks. All right? Don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, and people been hitting that hype button, okay? That's been helping me out. All right? All right? So, remember, Colombia is not run by a dictatorship, and neither is Mexico. T-Nice, I'm going to be talking about, all right, more mob stories, all right? But right now the news is about Maduro, and you watch anybody watch Ashley Banfield? Well, she had a show yesterday, and she's always has a rat on there. I'm not going to give his name. Trying to say that they're putting Maduro and 4 North where Diddy was. 4 North at MDC is a special unit for informants, high-profile people like that there. It only houses about 20 inmates, okay? Now, from what I know so far from my contact at MDC, Maduro is on the 8th floor by himself, okay, in special housing. They're not going to put him with other inmates. I'd be very surprised, but I will have an affirmative answer on that for you tomorrow, okay? You, Agent R, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, Dual. Okay, yes, I am an old-timer, folks. I make no question about that there. You know something? Let's talk about temptation for a moment. Because yesterday a temptation came my way. And you know something? I overcame it. It was a great temptation, trust me. Okay? I told you I started reading the Bible. And here we are in Genesis. The risk of compromise. Pray. Father, this world is full of temptation to compromise my faith and morals. Give me courage and confidence to stand firm in my faith and to maintain my integrity no matter what enticement come my way. Yesterday, I had an enticement. It was pretty good. But I overcame it. Thank the Lord. Could have been very damaging, very hurtful. I could have been hurt in some way, maybe. Okay, but we'll get to that some other time. Okay? But, Maduro was a dictator. He still thinks he's the president of Venezuela. He's not. Our CIA is operating there. No. Hey, dude, you know something? Thank you for that. You know, I surprised myself. I had the energy of a 20-year-old guy, okay, with the things that I do and I move every day. I get up early in the morning, I go to bed about 9 o'clock at night, and I don't know where I get it, but thank the Lord, okay? Without the Lord, I couldn't be this here, okay? Sir, I'm in Beverly Hills, California. Okay, tomorrow, folks, I want to talk to you about dating apps. Okay, I already have it scheduled. Anybody ever been on a dating app? Please leave me a comment. I want to know. Okay, Travel Taylor, you're in your 30s. Great. Young man, worry does no good. Okay, all right. Cody, you got married from a dating app. Boy, I need your advice. Okay, all right. No, I'm not rich, folks. There were times in my life I was. Okay? Yes, I'm a gangster, yep. Grandchildren. I have 6 grandchildren and one grandchild. Alright? Hey, folks, in my lifetime, I was rich with money, I was rich with love, and all that there. Alright? And dude, you think I'm like, boy, there's some. Wait till tomorrow, folks. You're going to want to talk about these dating apps, okay? And how several of them are run by one company out of Poland, okay? How to grow a business, okay? Yes, I can help you with that. I'll be discussing that. Okay, I am an entrepreneur. I've had several businesses. I was successful in them. Okay. Oh, smoking took them out, huh? T2. You know, that's the only habit that I do have, folks. I can be honest with you. Okay. Do I have the first color TV? No, I do not have that. I'm 37. I want to be like you when I grow up. Humble, honest, sincere. That's so nice of you. And Antonio, is it? All right. Thank you. Okay. You should read my book. Okay. My book, The Accidental Gangster. Okay. If you want to go to my website, you can get an autographed copy there, or to take it directly to Amazon or Barnes and Noble. Okay. A lot of people have been purchasing my book lately, and I want to thank them all. No, I wasn't always old. Old is just an age, folks. Look at me, okay? All right, I move. I could still fight if I had to. All right? Don't get me wrong, okay? I do my exercise. I do push-ups. I do all that every day, folks, okay? But you could bet your boots, all right? Let's get back to what's happening with these other countries. And like I said, I predict the cartels better watch out in Mexico. The cartels in Colombia better watch out. Okay? You could bet the CIA is tracking them, okay, getting inside information, all right, and then our military, boom, is going to be right there, okay? They're training for it right now, all right? They're training for it, okay? It's not just, let's do this. They train for these. And I got to say one thing about Trump. He's, as much as he talks, he's tight-lipped about that situation, okay? What else was I going to say to you today? Okay? CIA agents. I was partnered with a CIA agent named Benno Persich from Seattle, Washington. Benno went with Nixon to China and open trade. So we were partners on a deal. Unfortunately, Benno, he was having sex with a young girl in his office when he had a heart attack, and he's no longer with us. Thank you, Magoosh. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Okay? Michael Francis. Who's Michael Francis? Okay? You know, folks, we talked about the Bible, and, you know, I'm not a born-again Christian. I'm not going that far. Okay? But, you know, I was close to Sonny Franchise, underboss of the Colombo crime family, for over 50 years right up to his death. One of my last conversations with him was how he read the Bible when he was in the shoe in Leavenworth. All right, when he was in Leavenworth, that was way before Michael Franchise's stepson became a born-again Christian, okay? But it was a very funny story, okay? All right? Thank you, Jamie. I'm a proud American, too. See, folks, we're accustomed to having our freedom. We love our freedom. We're able to get up in the morning, go out, do what we want to do. You can pick a job, do what, all right? Hey, Randy, you know, Randy, I don't know where you get your information, all right? I went away and did my time like a man. I bet you couldn't do that. We get rid of him. Thank you, Diamond. How are you? Okay? We're going to talk about... Hey, there's Nancy Lyon. Good morning, Nancy. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. Okay? Nancy Lyon, as I told you, she's the one that sent me the Bible and got me reading it. So, folks, we got a lot more coming. You got to mention one thing, okay? You don't hear people talking about the Epstein files no more. See how Trump maneuvers this here? Magoo, Sonny was a dear friend of yours? Then you and I must know each other. Have we ever met? The Mexican drug cartels. I'm going to tell you a story, folks. Okay? They're powerful. Many years ago, this is a true story. Many years ago, I was living on the Wilshire Corridor. I was in the seafood business. I had a company called International Seafood Distributors. And I got a lot of, my shrimp came from Mexico back in those days, right? Great shrimp, still great. And an individual invited me, wanted to meet me at it was the Holiday Inn across the street from where I lived. So I met with him, and he wanted me to come down to Mexico. And I had to fly to Arizona on a commercial flight, which I did. But when I got to Arizona, they flew me on a private plane into Mexico. And we flew very low. I'll never forget that flight. And then we got off, we got in the car, and they brought me to this warehouse. I thought I was going to see a massive, shrimp farm or something like that there. No, it was the cartels. They showed me a truck, tractor trailer truck, full of cocaine. They trusted me. They knew who I was. And they wanted me to become a distributor for them. Of course, I had to be nice, let them know, all right? They put me up at a very nice hotel for the evening. But folks, something told me not to do it. The money I could have made, forget about it. I could have made a shitload of money. But something told me no. And I remember I got my own flight. I flew from Mexico City to San Diego. It was the first flight I could find. And when I got to San Diego, I had to go through that thing. They took my license, the beepers went off, everything blowing. All right, people come toward me. I grabbed my license. I ran out of that airport, folks, like you can't believe. I got away. Okay? But that was the end of it. But I never got involved in it, and thank the Lord I didn't, okay? But you talk about temptation. That was a great temptation, okay? All right? You're right, Shrita. Go with your gut. You know, I was talking to my friend Heather. I don't see her here this morning, okay? But Heather said, hey, I'm watching your shows and so forth. And she said, you really did good the other day. The other day I had a show. I got 20,000 views. And I got a lot of thanks. People hit that thanks button. And I want to thank the lady, okay? Oh, there's Heather. She's right there, okay? So, folks, you know, don't be shy, okay? If you could afford it, hit that thanks button. Do whatever you can to support my channel, all right? I definitely appreciate it. But most importantly, subscribe to my channel. As I told you yesterday, I'm trying to grow. I don't know. Sammy was in a Tijuana jail. Heather, I get $1,010 a month from Social Security. Okay? Trust me, I know it's not enough. Okay? You know, some people I know getting 4 or 5 grand a month, but they were normal citizens. I wasn't. I was not paying money in. All right? So you don't get a lot of money back, all right? Thank you there. I wish I have a long life too. I'm 81 years old. I just turned 81 December 17th, folks, okay? Tomorrow I'm going to tell you a story about the dating apps that you're going to want to find out. I've already scheduled it. Put your notifications on. You don't want to miss that show. Because there's so many dating apps that are rip-off. Unlike most people, I researched things. And I found several dating apps all owned by the same company. And I can't understand why they're still in business ripping off people. You think you're talking to girls when you're not, okay? So tomorrow I'm going to be. Yeah, Joe, why should I not stop dating, okay? Why not? I'm a man, okay? Take the money, leave the cannoli. Did you see the little short that my son did with AI? It was posted there. Okay? Someone's out there for me. There is somebody out there for everybody, folks. Okay? What was my biggest Vegas win? I don't know. I had a lot of wins in Las Vegas back in the day. Alright? Uh, I had a lot of losses. Okay? Alicia, depends what it is, Alicia. I would try to help you. Just let me know, okay? All right? You know, folks, I don't promote it all the time. I don't know why, okay? But there's a membership button you could join to become a member, all right, where you're going to get exclusive information before anybody else, okay? Okay, what am I looking for in a woman? Okay? Let me explain to you. I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not looking for somebody to come in here, all right, and live with me. All right? I'm looking for somebody that we can get together once or twice a week, have lunch, have dinner, cuddle a little bit. She has her own place, I have my own place, and we both go back to our own place, okay? And we remain friends. We could have a great relationship. We could talk on the phone, okay? I gotta admit, okay, I wake up in the morning, I have a little routine I go through. I gotta have my coffee, as you can see, all right? I'm still drinking my coffee. It's after 11 a.m. I make 10 cups a day, and I make my coffee, all right? I drink Sumatra from Indonesia, but I put 2 scoops of Sumatra and then a heaping scoop like that there of espresso, and then 3 more scoops of Sumatra. So folks, the coffee I'm drinking is strong coffee. I've been doing this all my life, and I'm still here. So coffee's good for you. Hmm? Hey, Joey, of course I'm Italian. Sonia, you're looking for somebody too. All right, maybe I should use this app here for a dating app. Okay? All right? Jim Crow, hello. Coffee makes you tired? Not me. Gives me the energy to go all day. George Burns lived to 100. All right? You got that right, Tito. All right? Yeah, it does help clean you out, that's for sure. Okay? You know, what's these gifts? You know, people send me gifts here. I don't know what it means. Thank you, user who just subbed. All right, folks, all right? All right. How old? I grew up with a black friend. His name was Milton Searcy. Gangster. Yeah. Milton Searcy. We were in the same neighborhood growing up there. Good kid. Uh, You know, folks, I come from New York. I didn't know anything about racial bullshit, okay? I mean, we're all one person. I don't see any difference. You know, folks, I'm one of the people that did not really care for The Sopranos. People keep asking me for it. It was not my favorite show. Okay? I gotta admit it. Hello, United Seven Kingdom. And what age did I start able to goon? What do you mean goon? Huh? My family comes from Calabria, Catanzaro. Huh? Folks, I'm going to be talking to you about who I am. I want you to make the decision. All right? There's a difference between a gangster and a racketeer. So I'm going to be doing a show this week, I promise you, exclusively on that there, because there is a difference between a gangster and a racketeer. I bet you don't know what it is. I'm going to tell you. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got your notifications on. Okay? Trump is a racketeer. Huh? Truth? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay? No, I was not in World War II. I served with the 25th Infantry Division, 1963 to 1966. You could figure the rest out, where I went. Okay? Thank you, Wyatt. All right? Wyatt the Fisherman. God bless you too, my brother. Okay? I'm not 90-year-old there. Okay? Thank you for saying I look great. Okay? Most people think that I'm 60, 65 years old. I wish I can give you the health. You know, folks, you gotta move. You gotta be thinking. You gotta keep your mind active. Your mind's the most important thing you have. What you conceive and believe in your mind, you can achieve. Okay? You gotta keep that mind going. And that keeps the body moving all the time. I got a lot of fun mob stories I'm going to be sharing, Truth Buzz. Okay? Napoleon Hill, you're right, Napoleon Hill. Okay? What's this here? Right here. Huh? I just got a text from somebody that I don't even know. I can't remember. Hey, look, you know, you got atheists, you got Catholics, you got Jew, Islam, you got so many different religions. Whatever people believe in, it's their choice. Some people don't believe. Okay? Right? You're right, Anthony Henderson. The brain is the best muscle. If you don't use your... Sorry, I don't know why this shuts off when I get an incoming phone call. Okay? All right, folks, I'm going to have to run. I want to thank you all for coming today. All right? Make sure you put your notifications on. Make sure you're subscribing. You don't want to miss tomorrow's show because I'm going to help you by not getting ripped off, both men and women. All my love and respect to you all. Thank you so much.